What's up everybody, it's your boy KP Squared here, back with another video. Now around this time last year I actually put out my first YouTube video, which was on the Google Home, which you can probably see somewhere back over here somewhere. And I've been using that thing all year. Since then, there have been some new Google voice activated assistants that have come out, including the Google Home Mini and some from other known brands as well. And in this video, I wanted to take a look at one from a very popular brand, one that I've used throughout the years, and that is the Sony Google Voice Activated Assistant. Come on over with me, we're gonna unbox it and put it up against the Google Home, and we're gonna see what this thing is really talking about. All right, so before we get started, the first Google Home that I reviewed is right here next to me, and in that review, I talked about how much the Google Home could not hear me. So this is actually a replacement to the very first one that I purchased, because it seems like the microphones had randomly gone out. So there are going to be a couple different things that I'm going to check out with the Sony Google Voice Activated Assistant, including how well it can hear me across the microphones, and of course how well the speakers sound with the 360 sound that it has, as well as the built-in subwoofer that this Google Home has. So let's go ahead and get to the unboxing. And this is a pretty nice box. If you recall, with the Google Home, this also had a nice packaging with it as well. Oh wow, look at that. Okay, it's actually smaller than I thought it was. So what we're really seeing is a lot of box here. Wow, look at that. That's beautiful. And see what else we have here in the box. We got some commands in both Spanish and English. Set those over there. Set that to the side. Of course, our, paperwork and everything that comes along with different Sony products. And of course, we have the power brick, which is kind of massive, but then again, this speaker has a few more features. So let's check it out. All right, so we got it plugged into the socket, and let's see what we've got here. Maybe it's not plugged in. Oh, no, it's doing something. There we go. Can you see it? Just gonna wait for it to load up.
Hi, I'm your Google Assistant. You can ask me questions and tell me to do things. To get started, download the Google Home app.
All right, so already I can tell that the audio is actually a little more crisp than what I hear on the Google Home. The Google Home is actually a little more muffled than what this is giving out. Let's go ahead and add this to our Google Home. And while I'm doing so, let's go ahead and talk about some of the features that this thing has. It actually has, of course, built-in Wi-Fi, but it also has NFC and Bluetooth so that you can actually stream audio directly to it. Now, one thing that I'm interested in seeing is whether or not the Google Home by Sony will actually support voice calling. I read in different articles and forums online that there's a possibility that the Sony version will not get the same updates as the original Google Home version. And it seems like it's actually downloading something based upon the DL and the numbers going. It's going on the screen, and it just stopped. So let's see what it does. And it's actually installing an update. It says it's going to take about 4 minutes, so let's continue with the waiting game.
Moments later.
Hi, I'm your Google Assistant. I'm here to help. To learn a few things
And
you
she's
can do,
up.
continue in the Google Home app.
All right, so looking at it, you can tell that there's a pretty design on this thing. It's slick, sleek. It's got a little bit of black chrome at the bottom, and you also have a white version available as well. And I wanted to look at that versus the Google Home because I think that this has been, even though it kind of looks like an air freshener, one of the cleanest designs that I had seen. Now, of course, I put a slick wrap on it so they would actually match my living room furniture and kind of blend in. I didn't want it to stand out too much. And then I also added the orangey looking, I guess it's orange, I don't know what to call it, orangey looking base to it as well, just to give it a little bit of a subtle pop to it as it sits behind our sofa. But we're not just here to see what they look like. We're also here to see what they sound like. Sony says that this boasts 360 sound and that it will fill a medium to small room. We're going to see what it really can do. So 52%. I'm going to crank it up to 75. Sounds good. Let's go to up to 100. All right, now we're going to try it out on the Google Home. Start it off at 50%. There's actually a lot of bass with this one. However, this does include an equalizer. So if we put that back to 0, I can actually talk over this a lot easier, so it's not as loud. 74%. It's 75%. Let's go to 100. Now let's try it one more time with the Sony. Just want to see something. It's hard for me to talk over it at this point. Shout out to my little brother for that track. I am blown away by this. This thing is loud, and not just loud, but it's actually really clear as well. The audio quality on it sounds crisp, it's clean, it doesn't sound like it's muffled, and that's probably due to the fact that they separated the mids and highs away from the lows by having its own separate dedicated subwoofer. That's probably due to the fact of it having its own dedicated subwoofer built in, versus the Google Home, which has sound coming through the speakers on all levels and ranges. Now, there are a couple other features that this Google Home actually has as well. So we're going to go ahead and mute this one.
The mic is muted.
And we're going to go ahead and check out the hand gestures to see how those actually work. Okay, Google. Play Young Riddles.
Playing young Sherlock Holmes, the riddle solved on YouTube.
It's not what I said at all. Maybe we should figure out the hand gestures first. So the hand gestures are still a little bit wonky, or maybe it might just take some time to get used to, but I can see them being useful if you have this thing set up in, say, like a kitchen, and your hands might be wet or you might have food on them. You don't actually have to touch the device or your phone to change the track or to turn up the volume or to play pause or even to activate the assistant. Speaking of that, it's also IP63 rated, so it does have a splash-proof coating over it, which can be helpful if, like I said, you had it in a bathroom or a kitchen or something like that, where it's going to be around water. But I wouldn't go out to the pool with it and, submerge or anything like that. It is still plugged into the socket after all. Now, one of the things that I wanted to check out was whether or not this can make phone calls. The Google version, of course, can make calls, but let's see if this model can. Hey Google, call home.
Sorry, I can't make calls yet.
So it can't make calls yet. And I don't know if that's a matter of getting a software update or if Google is actually going to support having phone calls across other devices that use their Google Assistant. But that's something that we can check out over the next few months. Now, this thing has been out for a little while, so I would like to see them implement that in the Sony version as well. Makes me kind of feel like I don't want to get rid of this one quite yet. Now, of course, this thing is on sale right now at the time of this recording. It's actually 50% off. Original price is $200, which was astronomical if you ask me. I was not going to pay that much for it, but since it's 50% off right now at Best Buy for $100, I decided to go ahead and give it a try because it makes it so much closer to the price of the Google Home, even with this being on sale for the holiday season. Well, anyway, guys, this about wraps up my review of Sony's wireless speaker with Google Assistant built in. Let me know what your thoughts are. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns about it that you might want to know about later on that I can do another review about, let me know down in the comments. Go ahead and like that button. I did it again. Like that button. Go ahead and smash that like button if you like it. Subscribe if you want to see more, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.